Namaste, I'm going to read Volume 2, Book 2, Rudra Samhita, Part 5, Chapter 59. Vidala and Utpala are slain in the Shiva Puran. Vakratuna Mahakaya, Surya Kuti Samaprabha, Nila Veganam Kurya Sabakaya Sushma Ekadanta. Hariom Tatsat. Sanat Kumara said, O Vyasa, listen with pleasure to the story of the great Lord, how he killed through his beloved Aditya, whom he indicated by a sign. Formerly, there were two great Daityas, Vidala and Utpala. They were great heroes, puffed up by the boon from Brahma, that they could not be slain by a man. O Brahmin, the gods had been defeated in the battle by the two Daityas, by the strength of their arms considered the people of the three worlds as insignificant as the blade of grass. Defeated by them, the gods sought refuge in Brahma. After bowing to him, duly they submitted to him respectfully. On hearing their account, Brahma said, they will surely be slain by the goddess. Be bold, remember Shiva and Parvati respectfully. Shiva is auspicious, benevolent, favorably disposed to his devotees. The supreme God will bring about welfare ere long. Sanat Kumara said, after saying this, Brahma kept quiet, remembering Shiva. The gods too returned to their respective abodes rejoicingly. Then, at the behest of Shiva, the celestial sage Narada went to the abode of the Daityas and sang the glory of the beauty of Parvati. On hearing his words, the two Daityas were deluded by deception, afflicted by the god of lust. They desired to abduct the goddess. They thought to themselves where and when they would obtain Parvati at the rise of their good fortune. Once Shiva was engaged in sports, Parvati too was playing with a ball along with her friends in the presence of Shiva. At times she looked up, at times she displayed the lightness of limbs. At times, when she took deep breaths, bees hovered round her, enticed by the fragrance. At times, the bees made her eyes agitated. Flowers from her tresses fell on the ground in front of her. Her cheeks were perspiring, drops of sweat dripping from the paintings on her cheek brightened up. The lustre of her body spread all round through the partings of her gown. By exerting her too much in beating the ball, her red hand became redder than the red lotus. When the ball bounced, her eyes too followed it, making the brows to dance thereby. As the goddess mother of the universe was playing, she was seen by the Daityas who were going by the aerial path. They were, as it were, held in the lap by the imminent death. They were the Daityas Vidala and Uptala, who had become haughty by the boon of Brahma and by the might of their arms, though the people of the three worlds, thought the people of the three worlds as insignificant as the blades of grass. Desirous of abducting the goddess, as they were tormented by the god of lust, they descended from the sky quickly after adopting the Sambari magic skill. The two wicked ones of fickle mind approached Parvati in the guise of Shiva's attendants. By the excessive tumultuousness of their eyes, they were in a trice recognized by Shiva, the chastiser of and contemptuous towards the wicked. The Lord shot a significant glance at Parvati, the destroyer of miseries, denoting that they were dechas and not gunas. They could assume any form. Oh dear, she understood the sign of the eyes of her Lord Shiva, the great Lord who indulges in fancies. Realizing the significant glance, the goddess, the sharer of half the body of Shiva, hit both of them simultaneously with the ball. The powerful wicked dechas hit the ball, the powerful wicked dechas hit by the ball, whirled and fell on the ground, after making the two dechas fall like two ripe fruits from the palmy rust tree when shaken by the wind, or like the two peaks of a great mountain struck by the thunderbolt. As they had attempted to do an evil action, the ball changed itself into the phallic image. The phallic image came to be known as Gandukeswara. It is very near Jesteshvara. It removes all the wicked things. At the same time, knowing the manifestation of Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, other gods and the sages came there. Then all the gods received boons from Shiva and at his bidding returned to their respective abodes delightedly. So were the residents of Kasi blessed with the boons. On seeing Shiva with Parvati, they bowed to him with palms joined in reverence and eulogized him with devotion and pleasing words. O Vyasa, Shiva and Parvati too went delightedly to their abode. The Lord, favorably disposed to his devotees, an expert in divine sports, had already had his game. The Kundukeshvara phallic image at Kashi destroys the wicked, yields worldly pleasures and salvation upon the good. It bestows desires always. Where is the cause of fear to him who hears this incomparable narrative with joy, narrates or reads it? He enjoys pleasures of various kinds and of excellent nature. Hereafter he attains the divine goal inaccessible even to the gods. O dear, I have thus narrated to you the wonderful story of Shiva and Parvati. It indicates their favoritism to the devotees. It bestows welfare to the good. Brahma said after narrating the story of the moon-crested Lord, my excellent son, Sanat Kumara, took leave of Vyasa. Duly honored by him, he then went to Kashi by the aerial path. Thus the section called Yuddha has been narrated to you, O excellent sage. In the compendium called Rudra, it bestows all cherished desires. Thus the whole of Rudra Samhita has been explained by me. It is pleasing to Shiva always. It yields enjoyment here and liberation hereafter. The man who reads this Samhita that wards off harassment from enemies shall attain all desires. Thereafter he shall attain liberation. Suta said, thus Brahma's son Narada heard from his father the great glory of Shiva. Satanama too was satisfied and became a follower of Shiva. I have completely narrated the conversation between Brahma and Narada. Shiva is the most important of all deities. What else do you wish to hear about him? Here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. And I believe it's the end of the Rudra Samhita. Footnotes 344. This verse is the repetition of fragments of verses 2 and 3 of this chapter. 345. In the Ardhanarishvara form of Shiva, Parvati occupies one half and Shiva the other half. The form suggests divine origin of men and women. Om Prabhu Prananatham Vyumveshwanatham Jagannatanatham Sararantapajam Buddhitam Bhueshwaram Bhutanatham Shivam Shankaram Shamu Meshana Vide Kaparakaram Karanavartaram Sansarasam Shketaram Samarasam Mata Chipitatu, Bandusha, Chasapatu, Vidya, Travinam, Hari Om Tat Sat.